As far as the crypto meeting on Monday, which, there's, again, just talking with people here today, there's one lady that we're an LP in her fund. She's invested in a bunch of early startups. She seeded Securitize in 2017. She's participated in a bunch of other companies like Propto with her fund. And we were talking about the Clarity Act and some of that coming along. I don't know. The industry's kind of at a standstill. People are hopeful. There are people continue to build and innovate great things. But until we get something passed that provides at least some clarity, which is, Brad Garlinghouse's stance, you just want something across the table so people know how to act and what to do in this space. Until then, Ripple's through the gate, but everybody else is still held up. And the meeting Monday could be an announcement of some kind. What I was going to say was, David Sachs is pretty well covered up with AI right now. And he really hasn't had the time to focus on crypto like I think a lot of people would have preferred him to. Trump made him crypto and AI czar. And then you got Patrick. I can't think of Patrick's last name. He's come in and he's more focused on stable coins. When he spoke at Swell with Brad Garlinghouse in the interview there, they talked a little bit about the Clarity Act, and they also talked about mainly stable coins and what that's looking like here in the U.S. Because that's really what's going to drive demand for U.S. Treasuries domestically over the long term. And they need that to be able to support the bond market and the Treasury market here in the U.S. So again, I think a lot of these people are focused on those components and not so much on, larger regulation for this asset class. I also, one of the things we talked about, her and I, was the separation of DeFi out of this bill, because that's really been the contention in all of it. If you're issuing tokenized securities, you're issuing tokenized commodities. That's a pretty easy way to discern who should be governing those things. Now, the tokens themselves, are they commodities? Are they securities? Do they start as a security and then over time change into a commodity? Are they all commodities, and then the contracts that sell this, the oranges in the orange grove, is that what's the securities? They really just need guidance on this stuff. But I do think that they're likely going to separate the DeFi component out of this bill and have another bill later this year after the Clarity Act gets passed that can, is institutional DeFi and how that's going to work. And again, that's a big deal for us because we need guardrails. We want to be able to tokenize this stuff. We want to be able to participate in DeFi ecosystems. Everything that we've done